Hello, hello. Testing, testing. 2 p.m. It's been quite a few extra days since we were supposed to stream, but I'm glad we are here now. Welcome, welcome. I'll give everyone a couple minutes to get in here, and then we'll kind of get started on answering questions and really building out an amazing LinkedIn brand and presence here. So we'll give everyone 5 to 10 minutes to pop in, and then we will get started. We also open up the Restream chat. We will get awesome. I'm actually very tan today. I think I hit too much sun these last few days. It's brutal. All right, chat is open, so you guys can chat away whenever you want. I'll open the LinkedIn chat as well. Make sure everyone is with us here. Events. Okay, cool. So those of you who are joining us from YouTube, welcome in. If you're joining us from TikTok, great to have you here. And then, of course, if you're from LinkedIn, it is amazing to have you here. Okay, the live is going. Whoop, whoop. All right, happening now. Events, good to go. Awesome. Josh, good to see you in here. Let's see, we got Gabriel, welcome in. Gabby, welcome in. Good to see you as well. And then we got Marcus and Nick, welcome in, guys. Great to have you here. Thanks for popping in. We'll get started in just a moment here. We're just going to give everyone a few minutes to pop in, and then we'll get started. Make sure I have the chat open so I can see everyone's messages. Today we're going to be really focused on a bit more. Marlene, good to have you in here as well. What's going on? Marianne, what's going on as well? Yeah, we actually changed the time. We had some family emergencies and also some traveling, so I had to kind of adjust the strategy there in terms of when I was going to go live. But yeah, we're in here now. We're doing good. So welcome in. We'll get started in just a moment. We'll be answering all the questions. I'm in Florida, Orlando. Yeah, if you guys want to drop in where you're from in the chat, that'd be awesome. Hope 2 p.m. to 1 p.m. Oh, interesting. I think I might need to adjust the time on the event. I think I may have did the wrong time. Oh well, who cares? Awesome. Yeah, we'll give everyone a few minutes and then we'll kind of get started. Today's going to be mainly focused on a Q&A style approach with today's live. We're going to be going over a lot of the current LinkedIn strategies, what's working, what's not working, what I've seen to be working in these last few weeks. The LinkedIn algorithm has changed quite a bit. Content is more important than it has been in a long time. And so there's a lot of new aspects I want to share with you guys. So we'll kind of go over all that today. Amazing. Yeah, we'll get started in just a second. Marley Hopewell as well, though. And then we also saw, who else was there? Chase, welcome to the YouTube. Good to have you here from there. And then I also see Ryan and Pablo. Welcome, guys, as well. Good to have you here. Mohammed, welcome back. Remember seeing you last time. Mariam, good to see you as well. Thanks for popping in. Yes, for those of you that were asking, we did have to change the time a couple of times. Let me put the chat on the screen. I had some family emergencies, and also we had some traveling going around, and I couldn't access my computer, so I was not able to stream on a couple days, but we're sorted now. So we're live on a random Tuesday. I think I'll go live again on Friday as well, just to get as much quality time with everyone as possible. Okay, IQ is up. Awesome. Adam, whoop, whoop. How's it going, man? Good to see you in here. Hope all is well, brother. All right, guys, I'm going to open up some of my softwares. Throughout today's live, if you have any questions, please ask. I'm focusing more on the Q&A today, so if you have any questions at all, LinkedIn, business, engagement, content, whatever it is, just drop it in the chat. Everything's fine? Yeah, everything is good. I've been traveling a little bit. I had some family stuff going on, so I just had to get around. I don't know if you guys can see, I'm a bit tanned or burned, actually, from the sun these last couple of days. I got way too much sun, so we're a little bit fried. A little bit fried. Okay. Marlene, that's awesome. Yeah, if you guys want to drop where you're at in the chat as well, what city you guys are from, that would be amazing. Love to hear from everyone. Okay. Audio should be good. Cool. All right, so I think I want to start today with a couple of new things that I've found that have been working very, very solid. So I will just jump in. We're going to go to, I'll share my screen here. All right, guys, so the first couple of things I want to share with you is what's working really well on LinkedIn for me right now. We've seen about the same, I would guess I could say reach and impressions and engagement on content as we have seen in the last few weeks. It's all been about the same. The biggest change that I've noticed is, number one, I've been doing around 30 to 50 comments a day. Typically, I spend maybe 25 comments, maybe 30 comments. I've been bumping up that number to a little bit higher, closer to that 50 comment range, and that has seen much better results. I'm doing more comments, but more quality comments, and that's doing significantly better than I was doing before. So, comments, guys, is still 100% one of the best ways to grow on the platform if you're not using AI. I made a post on that today about using AI for content and for comments. AI is useless. Don't use it for things like this. It helps you with some things, but ultimately, if you can't use your brain for certain things, then you're probably not suitable for building a business online. So please don't rely on AI for everything. Okay, if we were 4 or 5 years ago, we didn't have AI. So if you could build a business then, I promise you can build a business now without spending every single moment using AI. So just keep that in mind. Make sure you have that human side for everything. Also, Nikhil, welcome to the chat. How to monetize LinkedIn content. Love to know your thoughts. Yes, I can go over that for sure. The second thing that I've really noticed that's been working well is LinkedIn Lives. This is my 4th or 5th one this year already. We did almost, I think, 10 or 20 the last 6 months. And LinkedIn Lives, LinkedIn is putting a lot of money into the platform for Lives specifically, the UI, the UX, the features that they have, also the integrations with other tools. LinkedIn Lives are really well. So if you guys have time to do some LinkedIn Lives, like just talk to your audience, answer questions, share value, talk about your offers, whatever it is. If you have the time to do those, I would recommend it for sure. Running any sort of free masterclass that's live with your audience is one of the best ways to grow and also sell. So if you're asking how to use LinkedIn to sell, live streaming on YouTube, LinkedIn, TikTok, it's the best way to go. Right now, I'm live on both YouTube, TikTok, and LinkedIn. It's one of the best ways to nurture your audience. So I would recommend doing that. That's been working really well for us. And then let's see. Let me refresh the chat real quick too. Scottsdale, Arizona. Ooh, very nice. That's awesome. I've been to Arizona many, many times. Amazing. Okay, so the next thing after comments, guys, and after LinkedIn Lives is use outbound strategies that actually drive more people to your content. And what I mean by that is I've got my comments. I'm sending, 30, 50 comments every single day on other people's content. And if I go to my Supergrow, if you guys don't use Supergrow yet, you've heard me talk about it many times. It's my favorite tool. But I've got my Engage tab here, and I've got a couple lists here. We've got my niche list, my ICP list, and my main list. But just to show you my niche list, it's 18 people every single day that I comment on. And when I say comments, I mean comment on posts like this. So I comment on my ICP. I comment on people in my niche. I comment on creators that are getting lots of hits. So when people go to their post comments, they're going to see my comment at the top. Boom, that's a lot more impressions on my posts and my comments, and it ultimately gets more people to go to my profile, and that's how I sell a lot more. I've had quite a few people buy my products and services literally from just going to my comments and being like, wow, this guy's cool. They go to my profile. I've got a heavily optimized profile, and they're like, wow, okay, this is something I've needed, right? So the engagement is a huge factor. I've also got a list of ICP. I'm actually adjusting this today. I adjust it every single week. So we've got an ICP list. I also comment on my ICP. So let's say 20 to 50 people in that list. And that's just people that I really want for them to be my customer, but they don't really know too much about me. Maybe they're not accepting my connection request. I target these people in their content so they can see me more, and they'll probably reach out to me. And then I've got a main list, which is actually a little bit of mix up both niche, ICP, and then of course just anyone else that I think on the platform that I want to get closer to, I'll comment on them as well. So I'm not just going to my feed and comment on a random post. I have a very strategic method of creating comments on the platform. So don't just send out random comments to people. Actually target the right people. You can refresh your list every couple of weeks, but make sure you're commenting on people that actually make sense, not just, for the fun of it, right? So comment for purpose, okay? So that's going to be for Supergrow. Also, I can show you my Kanban right now on my calendar, but if you guys aren't really using the tool yet, if you use a tool like Supergrow, you can manage all of your content. And then, Kahil, I'll talk about monetization here in just a second to answer your question. But if you use a tool like this, you can manage all of your content. It's very easy, it's systemized, and I have an easy approach to manage my content. I could also go to my Google Sheets and show you guys another way to manage content. If you don't want to use a paid tool like this, you can also do something like this where you have a simple Google Sheets, and you can manage your content types, your themes, your concepts, your posting date, the purpose of the post, you name it. So you can manage something like this where you have all of the ideas for the next couple of months. I love doing this personally. I get a lot of ideas like this. So you can feel free to, you can create a calendar with like Claude or something. I wouldn't recommend using AI to write all of the content for the calendar, but if you want to get an idea of what you should post for the next 6 months, use it, man. It's very helpful. Okay, so the other thing that's been working really well before I answer questions is, let me go to AimFox, is like I was saying, those targeted campaigns, right? So I use AimFox for this. We do utilize 200 connections per week. So if I go to account settings, limitations, I send 200 connections a week if I can hit that many people. And this is tailored to the perfect person. So I'm my ICP, I have my ICP, and I go to campaigns and I actually create a perfect campaign for that ICP. And typically my goal in my connections is literally to just get people to accept my connection. And I will then message them saying like, hey, welcome to the community. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me about LinkedIn growth, whatever it is. I'll basically tell them my expertise. And if they have any struggles or questions on that topic, they can reach out. I'm not telling them, hey, you can join my course here, or hey, send me your email. I don't tell them what to do. I'm just saying, hey, if you are in need of XYZ, you can reach out to me. Don't hesitate to ask questions, okay? So I'm not telling people to do this. I'm just recommending them if they want, they can ask for help and they can come to me, right? So that's the best way to do things like that. If you want to promote any sort of products or services or maybe a paid community, whatever it is, don't directly tell people, hey, join this, buy this, do this. Open up a conversation to say, hey, if you want it, you can reach out personally. Don't forget, you're basically saying, don't forget me. If you ever need me, I'm here, right? That's kind of how I see it. It works really well. It's been working well for the last 6 to 12 months. I've got a lot of clients directly from outbound, so that's a great way to get more clients away, guys. Does anyone in chat have any questions on AimFox, outbound, anything like that? Also, Smile, good to see you. Is it Ada? Ada Smile, welcome in. Good to see you in the chat. Hope all is well. If you guys have any questions throughout, just interrupt me, just ask. That's going to be AimFox. So AimFox is for outbound. SuperGrow is going to be for content and engagement. I also utilize Google Sheets for literally everything that I built. And then, of course, LinkedIn is the best. In terms of content, what's been working right now, guys, is LinkedIn Lives, like I said, personal images. So post lots of personal images. Use LinkedIn newsletter. I'll talk about that in just a second. Adam, let me just read your comment. The platform is making good progress. By the way, needs to get some insight about Skool. Looking to launch a community. Do you think 3-tier, free, paid, and VIP is better than 2-tier, free and paid? Just had feedback that 2-tier option may actually be better, so you can get full access and all the value in the paid. The free will have decent value to get people to literally initially join. Then we want them to become paid members. Yeah, the reason why it could be confusing to do, let's say, I gotta refresh this. If you do have 3 paid offers, or let's say 2 paid tiers and 1 free, it is confusing for people to be like, oh, should I join the highest paid tier? Should I join the lower paid tier? It is a little bit confusing to know which one to join. It is better if you just say, okay, here's the free, here's the paid. If you don't want the free, if you want more, join the paid. If you don't want to do the paid, join the free. I would say for your sake, Adam, do just the 2 tiers, paid and free. Everything that's in the free, you can have some great stuff. Throw everything into the paid, and then have the ultimate VIP access, everything in that paid. And that way, there's 2 options. It's less mind games for people. It's like, oh, you can either get free or you get paid, right? Yeah, that's a great question. I would say 2 tiers. Let's do that max. Once you have a really, really big community, that's when you can do 3 tiers. But 2 is good. Been following you on YouTube. You're doing a very good job there. Thank you. Yeah, YouTube is still a learning platform for me. But for those of you who haven't done it, I think LinkedIn and YouTube is by far the best duel. Oh, I just got logged out at LinkedIn. Strange. Yeah, LinkedIn and YouTube is by far the best duo in terms of social media platforms right now. If you can post on YouTube and you can post on LinkedIn simultaneously, you're at a pretty good foot there for yourself. YouTube is so great for leads. And you can also post like 15, 20-minute videos on there, get tons of value to your audience. And ultimately, if they find what you have as valuable, they'll probably go to your paid stuff, and boom, you've built a pretty solid business for yourself there. So I would recommend building on YouTube once you have a pretty good foot down on LinkedIn. And guys, the other thing I've been posting a lot is LinkedIn newsletters. These are awesome. they don't get too many impressions. I think this one got 4,000 impressions, so pretty solid. But the cool part about LinkedIn newsletters is not only do you have a post, right, but you also have a newsletter. So you click on the newsletter, right, and you can build a newsletter without any promotion. So I've got 11,000 subscribers here, probably 30% open rate on LinkedIn. It's not too high, but you can also send out an email to your people on LinkedIn newsletter. So you have a post and you also get a newsletter. So utilize this feature. If you guys don't know how to build it, let me show you how to build it. Just go to your LinkedIn feed, click on write article, press on that. And then if you go to manage, just press on create newsletter and then you're good to go. You can create a newsletter that easily. It's very simple. Highly recommended because it's one of the easiest ways I've been able to grow my YouTube channel is through a LinkedIn newsletter. So I'd build the newsletter and just have like one main purpose for the newsletter. So if it's to promote your YouTube, if it's to promote your, let's say, cohort, just make sure the newsletter has kind of one focus. Don't try to do too many things. Just keep to one focus and then settle with that. Ooh, hello from Sri Lanka. Sibila? I hope I pronounced that correctly. Welcome from Sri Lanka. I have not been there yet. The furthest I've got to that, or closest I've got to that, was Delhi and Goa. Goa? Yeah. I've been to India. I have not been to Sri Lanka yet. I previously requested after the previous session that we discuss in the next session how to identify your ICPs and talk a little bit about email marketing as well. Yes, we can 100% go over that. So I will do that right now. In terms of identifying your ICP, I use a lot. I actually went over this in my last YouTube video. I don't know if you guys have watched it yet. If you haven't, let me show you on the screen right now. Okay, so let's go ahead and oopsies. Okay, so I have this recent video is how I sell paid offers on LinkedIn. And I basically go over a clarity guide on how to build. I keep pausing. It's like the most awkward pause. Why does my face look like that? This is so funny. Yeah, I basically have a full transformation ICP framework here. And we basically go over how to create your offer, how to sell, who to sell to, your whole ICP. And if you go to the comments here, you get this free clarity blueprint. I would get this. Go to my YouTube and just go to this video. Go to this first link here. And this is really good. It goes over all of this sheet. And you can basically fill out this sheet. It'll help you build out your ICP. And you can take the sheet, the framework, right? You can put it into something like Claude. And it can actually help you build out the perfect ICP once you filled out a lot of it. The main questions to ask, and it's going to ask you is, what are you selling? What are you offering? And as you go through it, you'll slowly kind of realize like, oh yeah, I should focus on this, or oh, I should focus on that. You'll start to realize that as you go through the sheet. So I would fully focus on this, Mariam. This is really good for your ICP. So watch this video. It's only 17 minutes. You can watch it in 1.5 or 1.25, and just it'll go way quicker. Or you can watch it in 4 if you want. If you're a maniac, if you can watch it in 4x. But yeah, go through this video and it's really good. Hello from Kenya. Wow, I've not been there, but that's awesome. Zachariah, welcome in. Good to have you in the chat. If you guys have any questions, please ask throughout the live. More than happy to answer. And then your second question, Mariam, according to the email marketing is fun. I would really just recommend doing, first off is going to be newsletter. I would just say focus on the email newsletter. I don't personally do any cold emailing. You can do cold emailing, but for my business, we just focus on newsletter. Every single Wednesday we post a newsletter. Every single Saturday we post a newsletter. And then on Sunday when I post a YouTube video, we post a LinkedIn newsletter. So we've got 2 Beehive third-party newsletters, 1 LinkedIn newsletter every single week. So it's essentially 3 emails every week, right? And the purpose of these is the first email on the newsletter is straight value. All we do is provide value. It's going to be a great transformational system to, you're going to read it for about 1 to 2 minutes and you're going to get something out of it and you're going to get results in a day, less than 24 hours. That's the goal of a newsletter, is to get quick results. That second email is going to be promoting also another very profitable framework, and it's typically going to be offering a YouTube video. So I'll basically have a little bit of a, first part of the email is going to talk about the transformation, the goal of the framework. And then the second part of the email is going to share with you the video. So we have that first newsletter every single week is a very high value, all values inside of the email. The second newsletter email is going to be sending you over to a YouTube video so I can promote my YouTube. and you can get the full system. So like, for example, last week, this video was in my email newsletter. So that is kind of the strategy that I've been using for LinkedIn and for a newsletter in general. Question, have you considered the wonderful benefits of creating a newsletter? It can be a great way to stay connected and share updates with your audience. I'm not sure if you're asking me that, but yeah, basically what I just told you is, yeah, all newsletter. Like, newsletter is the way to go. LinkedIn newsletter and third-party newsletter. I've got tons of videos on that as well. Yeah, but that's going to be my strategy, is the 2 newsletters on third-party and then the 1 newsletter on LinkedIn. Do that every single week and you're golden. Also, another thing I think a lot of you guys are struggling with probably is reps and consistency. So the reason why I have found a lot of success on the platform is because I constantly do the same thing over and over and over again. I've been posting on LinkedIn for the last 3 years. I haven't missed a single day. I've been posting every single day for the last 3 years. I don't miss days. I don't miss comments. Like, I comment every single day. I do newsletters every single week. I don't miss things, right? The way to grow is extremely fast to build a profitable business is to just keep doing the same thing over and over and over again. And when things work, you write it down, you note it somewhere, and you keep doing what's working. And then the things that aren't working, so let's say results are lower here, these posts get low impressions, these newsletters don't get sales, remove those or fix them, and then try something new. So if you keep doing that every single week, every single month, you're going to see very impressive results. If you keep doing the same thing over and over again, you're like, oh, why is it not working? Well, I'm not getting new clients. What am I doing wrong? I'm copying other people. It's working. It's because you're not actively testing. You're not trying to see what's working for you. It took me over almost 8 months to get like my first post to sell anything. Once I knew what would sell, I could take that post and recreate hundreds more of that similar style. Now that I've been posting for 3 years, I know what sells. I know what creates revenue. I know what people buy from. So I have like a list of posts. I know these 10 posts, if I post it, I guarantee at least $2,000 in sales. Like, it's almost guaranteed because I know what sells, right? So when you post enough like this, when you create enough content and you keep A/B testing, you're going to find what works and you're going to find what you can sell and what's going to lead to for growth versus what's going to lead to selling, right? So a lot of it just comes down to, it's not really just strategy. It's more just testing. Like, you have to test. You have to be open to it. Yes, question. Can you talk about your commenting strategy? Yeah, I can do that one more time. I use Supergrow for commenting. So on Supergrow, there's this tab called Engage. And on this tab, I basically create lists. So I'll create a list. I'll name it, let's say, Alex Live Test and commenting. And then we'll create an icon. I'll just do eyes. I'll create a list. And then from here, I basically add contacts. So from here, I can create a list of people I want to engage with, right? And so that first list is probably, we can say it's going to be people that are in my niche that are also doing really well. So if I go to my profile, or let's say I go to someone like Matt Barker. Matt Barker is also another LinkedIn guy. He does a lot of LinkedIn content. So I can find more profiles like him. So if I go to I cannot say this right now, more profiles for you, sorry. If you go to this part, you can see other pages like him. So I can take a bunch of these that I know that are good creators, like Laura, Izzy, Fatma, we got Jesse, Justin, Misha. We got a lot of great creators, right? So I can take these creators and basically drop them into my first list, right? So this first list, we could just say is like, we can call it people that are, what's the word? Industry experts, we'll call it. We can drop them all in here. We'll have a list to engage with, right? And we can create another list. I'm going to delete this one for now. And then another list could be like ICP. So maybe we could create a list of 20, 30 ICPs that we want them to be our customers, and we'll engage with them. And then every single day at 7 a.m., I'll just go to my first list. I'll press on pending post. We'll press on posted today, so published today. I'll fetch the latest post, and it'll give me a list of all the posts that were posted today from my list. And I can go ahead and just go one by one and comment on them. No AI, no silly tactics. Literally just manually go to each post and add some sort of personal opinion, some sort of personal value, or some sort of personalized message to this post that I can add value of some sort that people can see my comments and be like, man, this is good. I got to check out this guy out. You know, like, I want that oh wow moment in your head. Like, if you see my comment, I want you to be like, oh dang, this is pretty, like, this guy knows his stuff, right? I want to check out his profile. That's kind of the goal. So you'll see all the posts here. I'll just go down, I'll comment, post, like the post, you know, go down, comment more. And I typically do this 2 to 3 times a day. The first time in the morning when I post, the second time in the afternoon, third time before I go to sleep. I just get through all the posts, typically about 50 comments a day, roughly. And that's about it. So if you don't have a tool like this, yeah, you can use, maybe just go to your feed and just scroll and comment, but it's not systemized. It takes too much time for me. And the less time I can spend scrolling, the better. I don't know if you guys have realized it, the LinkedIn app seems to be really slow for me. They updated something and it's been really bad. But I spend all my time on the desktop version of LinkedIn, so I don't have time to really scroll too much. So that's just kind of how I experienced that. We're going to watch all your videos on YouTube. That is a great idea. That sounds like a very valuable comment. Yes, you should do that. Let me know if you have any questions, of course. Are you facing low impressions in February? Actually, no. February was much better than January for me. We've seen very good results so far. Same with my clients as well. We're hitting some pretty good numbers this month. If you're seeing bad results, maybe just look at your content. What was the difference from your content last month versus this month? And maybe see like what the difference is there. All right, skip. Yeah, I would just figure out what's the difference there. We also talk about my Skool community a lot. So if you have any questions, you can maybe just show your impressions from last month and this month, and then we can kind of go back and forth and see what's working. Okay, Adam, what would your best approach be to start DMs with potential ICP? Well, first, the biggest thing to know is, do you know who your ICP is and do you know how to find them, right? So when I use AimFox, for example, and I go to a LinkedIn search, we'll just use like this one, for example. When I go to campaigns and I create a sales navigator, do I know how I'm targeting my people? So when I say that, I mean, do you know the geography? Do you know the industry that they're in? Do you know their seniority level? Do you know their current job titles? Do you know their, let's say, current jobs and current position? Like, do you know all this information? If you know how to filter all this, you're pretty golden, because then you can create a simple DM sequence for people. And if you don't want to DM them, you can also just send out connections to these people, right? You don't have to spam DMs. But my question is, do you know, if you know how to filter your ICP, and it actually, not just do you know how to filter them, but it actually finds the right people, then you're good for the next step. The first step is understanding this, which is in that video I was just telling you about, this video right here. This helps you build that clarity sheet. So that'll help you build your AimFox campaign and just your typical LinkedIn Sales Navigator campaign in general. Also, Alex, welcome to the chats. Alex, I do write all my posts manually, yes. Sometimes I'll use, if I like have an idea or like a brand partnership or something, I might use Claude for maybe a foundation of it, but I always use my brain for post. I don't like, maybe like 2 years ago, I might have used some AI for some, but I actually can confirm 2 years ago, I did use AI for some, because I was looking at my old content and I was like, yo, is that an M-dash? Like, I could see I actually use AI for some posts, but not anymore. Any new post that I write is all going to be manually. But yeah, so Adam, first thing, know how to filter your ICP. And then when it comes to actually approaching your ICP, like I said earlier, what I like to do is I like to invite people to my community. So when I message people, I'll say, hey, welcome to the Growth Innovator community, right? That's my community. People love that message. And then it doesn't matter if you have Sales Navigator or not. It doesn't matter. You can do a normal campaign as well. You could just do like a normal search, right? LinkedIn search, you don't need Sales Navigator. But welcome people to your community, welcome people in, and then don't sell anything. What the second thing I say is basically, it's great to connect. I'm glad, like, welcome to the community. If you ever need my perspective on XYZ, like if you need my perspective on growing your brand and business on LinkedIn through content, you can reach out to me. Don't hesitate to reach out. So I'm basically saying, if you need help with XYZ, reach out to me. So I'm basically just telling them, you don't have to reach out to me for anything. I'm not trying to sell you anything, but if you ever need help with what I expertise in, reach out to me, because people, then they'll go to my profile. They'll see that I have 40,000 plus followers. I post great content. I have a great foundation on the platform. I am a knowledgeable person for what I have to offer, right? So I like to just tell people, hey, like, if you need help, come. That's what's been working for me the last few years. Yes, I have AimFox, Adam. AimFox is my tool for DMs. It is amazing. Yeah, you don't need a Sales Navigator, though. I do recommend LinkedIn Premium, though. LinkedIn Premium it's expensive, but it's good. We'll take a quick water break. It's definitely worth it. All right, more questions. Drop them in the chats. Also, Joshua, welcome in, and then Nick, good to see you guys in the YouTube chat. Welcome in, guys. Okay, and then I guess the other thing. Ooh, that's a good looking video right there. Yeah, the LinkedIn video is still doing really well. The other thing that's working really well is infographics are just dominating as well. Infographics, carousels, of course, they're still doing well, but infographics have been doing excellent. If you guys haven't posted any infographics, I would highly recommend. Well, actually, I'm like obsessed with this video right now. I gotta like this. I just came across. I'll say these videos are epic. Keep them coming. I just noticed this is so good. Quality is. I have premium. How much is AimFox? Which plan are you using? Well, I would just say you can get it for 7 days for free and just try it out, see if you like it. But it's like $20 a month. It's not that bad. $30 a month, I think. Depends on your usage. I also, when I get new clients on LinkedIn, especially for content clients, we also offer AimFox, so we'll buy AimFox for them. I'll also buy Supergrow for them, and then also we have different basically software we buy for our clients so they can utilize all of them because they are so powerful. There's so much value in these platforms. It's also easier to manage clients when you have these. So yeah, I would say it's worth testing out and just seeing how it is. Yeah, infographics are doing great. Videos are still doing well as always. I think I'm going to start doing more short form again on Instagram and on YouTube Shorts to kind of drive more traffic to LinkedIn. It's a shower selfie. I love finding funny stuff on LinkedIn. Limelight, yeah. I also just love going through my feed, guys. I'll just kind of scroll this from time to time, not too long, but I'll find some cool ideas, maybe some cool visuals that you want to get, or maybe some content ideas. But yeah, there's always so much to learn from your feed. Feed is typically pretty good on LinkedIn. Some days it's really bad, some days it's really good. It just depends on the day. I've had some days where I'm just seeing like content. I'm like, bro, what is this? All right, the next thing we could go over is if I go back to Supergrow. Let's see. I had some questions yesterday about monetization too. Oh, that's right. Nikhil, you had a question on monetizing content. So I can kind of go over that. Basically, what I would recommend is not every post should be focused on monetizing. Like, yeah, it's good to monetize, but you also need to remember most people aren't scrolling LinkedIn because they want to buy something, right? They're probably on that platform because they're building something themselves, or like they don't have the initial, oh, I'm going to scroll today on LinkedIn because I want to buy something, right? You also have to keep in mind that everyone that comes across your content, you almost have to pretend like anyone that sees your post is a new viewer. You can't just assume people know who you are. You can't just assume that new viewers are gonna automatically know who you are. That's a big thing. So it's good to introduce yourself a lot. It's good to remind people of what you do. It's good to tell people in every post that you create what you do, who you help, and what you're selling essentially. I'm not saying directly sell, but you do need to remind people, hey, I'm Alex. I help with XYZ. And if you ever need XYZ, like I'm here, you can follow me. You're going to get content like this every single day. You get a lot of new people seeing your content every day. So if you're only tailoring to your current audience, you're missing out on thousands of new potential audience members, right? And that's actually a big issue that a lot of people have these days is they're thinking that their content is going to reach new people, but in fact, it only hits the current viewers that they have essentially. Can you explain the LinkedIn algorithm? Yes, I can explain that. How often would you recommend posting on LinkedIn for the best reach? So I'll get to your question, Smile, in just a second. In terms of the how often should you post, I post every single day. I've been doing it for years. But if you don't have the same quality of someone like I do, I would say 3 to 7 is perfect. So like 3 to 5 is your sweet spot, not too many. You could say Monday, Wednesday, Friday, repost on the weekend. If you can do a little more than that, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. And then, or if you can't, or let's say you can do more than that, if you want to do the 5, just do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then on Saturday, repost that post, or maybe on Sunday, repost your Friday post. But 3 to 5 is plenty. You do not have to do 7. If your content is of value, it's of quality, 7, is way too many. 7 is insane, right? It's also a lot of work. I know you guys all post content. Posting every single day is brutal. It can be really difficult. Some weeks you're like, bro, I have no idea what to post. Like, it's too much, right? So that's why you do need a system. But if you can't post that many times, Or maybe you're working a 9 to 5 still, or you have another job, whatever it is. If you don't have the time to make super quality content, do the 3 to 5 for now and slowly bump it up to more quality. But yeah, 3 to 5 to 7, David, just depending on your skill set, but there's no specific number that's going to work better than others. And then Hasbuel, welcome in. Good to see you in the chat, man. How's your February going? Can you guys believe it's already February? It's like halfway through February almost. It's crazy. I'm headed to Detroit, Michigan in a couple of days, if anyone's down there. And I'm also headed to Austin, Texas in a couple of weeks, and then to Canada. So if anyone's in those locations, let me know. And can you roast my profile? At the end of the live, yeah, I can do some roasts. 100%. I'm happy to do that. I can actually go through a couple of them right now. Let me explain, Smile, in terms of the LinkedIn algorithm. I don't know if you guys have heard of the 360 Brew algorithm, but the 360 Brew is very heavily AI based. And so one thing to note is, let me just go to one of y'all's profiles. Okay, so Mariam, for example, the LinkedIn algorithm, right? It reads everything now. So it's going to read this, is one of the first things it's going to read. And if it sees any keywords, any words that symbolize your niche or your industry, this is crucial to tell people and to tell the algorithm what you do, who you help, and how you help them. If you don't explain that in this, the algorithm doesn't really know who to send your content to, right? It also reads your about section. So is your about section optimized, right? If this is not optimized for SEO, it's not optimized for your niche and who you target, it's going to have a hard time sending your content to the right people. So your about section and in this section here are more important than ever. So if you haven't optimized that, take like 30 minutes and just make sure that it's perfect, okay? Make sure this is perfect. I have a lot of YouTube videos on this as well. Even my most recent video goes over that too. So make sure to watch some of these videos and optimize these because it's really crucial. And then it also reads all your content. It reads the people that you interact with. So in terms of the comments that you create, if you're just liking and commenting on random posts, let's say you're in an engagement pod and you're commenting on random niches, you're confusing the algorithm. So if you're commenting on, let's say, travel stuff, then you're on crypto, and then you're on LinkedIn growth, and then you're on like landing page UX designs, like it's so confused. So you need to make sure you're staying in your realm. I'm not saying you can't engage with other stuff, but if it's engagement pods are a great example. If you're engaging with 50 people, you have no idea who they are, you don't know what industry they're in, and you're liking a bunch of random stuff, you're heavily destroying the algorithm and like what it thinks you do. So make sure to stay kind of on the road of where you want to go, who you want to target, and that's very important. It just every action you take on LinkedIn, remember that the algorithm is viewing it, it's seeing it, and it's basically calculating based on your actions who to send your content to. So just keep that in mind that every action matters. And then in terms of your profile, Mariam, I do love your banner. Everything looks pretty solid. I see you have your services. Maybe you could add some reviews here, some testimonials, some 5-star reviews. I like this. I typically only like to have one or two things here. 3 can be a lot. These are very similar, which is okay. I would also recommend you can remove these things here if you want. I don't have anything here. I also tell clients to remove these just because if you click on it, see how this thing pops up, and now I have to like click view. If you don't have anything there, look, I'll show you. If you have nothing in your featured section for like the bio here, if I click on this link, it'll just take me straight to the website. But if you have text there, it opens up this third party, like it's really weird. It opens this up and it looks bad. Same with this one, like it'll open that up. So if you remove that, it'll just go straight to the website, which is pretty cool. Just a little pieces of advice there. But yeah, overall your profile is really good. Just make sure I haven't read all this yet, but just make sure all this is up to date, and then make sure all this like makes sense for your target and you're solid. Let's check out David's real quick. Love the banner, by the way. It looks great. Okay, and then guys, in terms of David, what's your LinkedIn? I don't know. Let's see it. ACCA? Am I tripping? In terms of LinkedIn posting times, posting time doesn't matter, but I would recommend 8 a.m. Eastern. Everyone is so active at this time. So if you can post at a time that works best for you, that you can also engage with. If you post at 8 a.m. and you can't engage with other people, it makes no sense. Or if you can't engage with your audience comments, it makes no sense to post at that time. So the first most important part is, can you post when LinkedIn's active? Great. If you can, move on to the next question, which is, can you post at that time and engage with other people and your own post comments? If you can't, you have to change it. But I would say post at a time that works, so like 8 a.m. Also make sure you can engage with your audience. If you can't, make sure to post around a time that you are active on the platform for 30, 60 minutes, and you can actively comment and talk to your audience. David, I like this. Your banner, I think, won't look too good on mobile. I think this is going to be a little bit covered. This might be really, really small, the link. So this is kind of more maybe like a visual thing. Oh yeah, Miriam, I think it's because you don't have LinkedIn Premium, right? I think LinkedIn Premium allows you to show the reviews. Yeah, so I would say this could be a little bit changed. I think maybe just a better banner. Your face is kind of dark. Like I think you have like very low light on it. So it's like if I zoom out, like the lighting is kind of bad. You might want to change your photo or maybe have one with more lighting to your face. Like put a light in front of it or something, like a softbox or something. But the photo's great. Also, the green color scheme doesn't match your banner, which is interesting. Study coach, what do? You have 1,000 new subscribers. Pathway to, that's pretty good. Ireland, nice. Been there. Cool place. Your feature section, this needs a lot of work. Remove this post here. Visual should be changed. Something more like this. Like tell people what you're going to get out of it and then a CTA and then keep it simple. This is very unorganized. So I would just remove this one, take out this post, and then make these look better. If you ever need any inspiration, just go to like 2 or 3 creators that are really big that have great feature sections and just look at mine too. Mine has a perfect example of what to use. Yeah, that would be the first thing I would focus on is banner. Like your visuals, David, is the main thing, I would say. I'm working on optimizing my page, but can you roast? Yeah, I'll roast a few more. And then if you guys need any help in terms of actually building a better profile, you can also go to my school community. This is not the right person. That is not what I typed in. Let's see. All right, Bethel Gold. Very cool name. Ooh, I like it. That's solid. I like this. DM brand to get started. CEO at Golden Rights Publication. You can, creative writer is not necessary. Content, media, storytelling with impact, open to collaborations. Rewrite this. This needs to change. Also, make it to where, oh wow, you're brand new to LinkedIn, it looks like. Very cool. Bethel, if you have any questions, you can always hit me up. I see you're like pretty much brand new, right? That's awesome. But yeah, this looks very solid. It's a great start. Feature looks good. Nice. Ooh, pretty good. A lot of AI in your content. Okay. Don't bold your, I wouldn't bold. Bold looks pretty bad on LinkedIn for some reason. They just make it look so bad. I don't know why they did that. This is a really good start, Bethel. This looks really good. Just change this. This is not good. You should focus more on, like, don't tell people you're a creative writer. Like, tell them what you do as a creative writer. Does that make sense? Like, show them the transformation. Show them, as a creative writer, what can you do for people? What do you talk about on LinkedIn? What do you offer people, right? Versus just being like, yeah, I do content. Yeah, I do. Like, I'm a writer. Like, cool, you're a writer. That's great. But, like, what else, right? Like, what's the next, About section, too simple, looks straight from like ChatGPT, so change this too. You don't have to have LinkedIn Premium. It was just a recommendation for those of you that have a business on here that's that like they're using LinkedIn as like their main business model. I would definitely recommend Premium, because Premium is very, very helpful for certain tools. I know they're even removing like link in bios from people that don't have LinkedIn Premium. So yeah. I'll be monetize your skills via authority assets, ebooks, and newsletters. Okay. That's cool. Cool. From unknown to unforgettable. Help 40 plus elite professionals and coaches build their authority assets. Looks pretty solid. Trusted by, I guess these, like, this is almost unnecessary unless people know what these brands are. If these are small brands that you've worked with, you can remove these. Only because, like, do people know what this is? Otherwise, I do like it. The photo and your profile photo and this one are the same. You could always adjust that to make it a little more unique. In terms of the About section, You can add some CTAs in here at the end somewhere. Tell people like where they should go next. And then, oh, feature section's way too much. Definitely bring this down to 1 or 2 items. And like I said, you can remove that intro part here so that people can go straight to the link versus having that pop up. And then also I would say there's too much text on the feature sections. Do something like this. Very simple. It's like straightforward what to expect when you click on the link. And then personal images. Nice. Nice. Yeah, I would say focus on that first. So change about a little bit and then your banner. Looks good though overall. I don't have too many things for you, Ada. I think it looks good. Guys, ultimately too, what it comes down to is content. Like if your content is not good, then overall you're going to struggle. You will struggle big time. Ikro, yeah, absolutely. And Bethel, of course. I'm really excited to see how far you get on LinkedIn. Does anyone in chat have any other questions regarding like LinkedIn, content, anything like that? I'm about to head out here shortly. I've got another meeting to take on. So, social media designer. Ikra, do you do, I think I'm hopefully saying your name right. Do you only do social, like what do you do for social media? Is it LinkedIn only, YouTube only? Like you should be specific on that. Social media is pretty big. Like, do you help them with Snapchat banners? Etsy, like what social media do you help with? I think if you're a little more specific, that could help. So since you're on LinkedIn, I would tell people like, hey, like I do LinkedIn design or I do website design, right? Like tell people a little more specifically, because I doubt you design everything. Like, you probably don't design every single platform, right? I think, yeah. So be more specific here. Is best. Specificity, guys, is good. Be specific. That'll help you more than any other thing on the platform. Man, I got so much sun this week. I feel like I'm like burning. All right, my friends. Yeah, Smile, of course. I'm very happy to help. Guys, if you haven't already, I will drop a couple links in the chat for your benefits. Let me open up the event page. Why can't I never open the event page? All right, post. View event. All right, I'm going to drop a couple links in the chat for you guys. The first one is going to be the school. If you're in the chat right now, you haven't joined yet, join the school community. This is where you're going to find everything. Okay, you're going to find our lives, our exclusive content. You're going to find everything here. So just make sure to join. I'll drop a link in chat. Just open that in a browser and go there. Content design, yeah, Ikra. So if you focus on content designing, make it known to people. Don't just say social media designer because it's way too vague. Like, it doesn't make sense for most people. It's, if I came to you for a service, I wouldn't know. Like, are you doing LinkedIn? Like, what are you doing, right? Yeah, of course, Adam. Yeah, you can send me a connection, absolutely. But yeah, if you guys have already join the school community. That's where you're gonna find all of our live events, notifications for everything. Make sure to join the school, and then you're pretty much set. You'll have everything. You'll have notifications for next events, and then also when we drop like new products, new frameworks, you name it. We basically focus on being the most updated frameworks and systems on LinkedIn. We're always up to date with our systems, with our algorithm changes. That's the number one thing that I focus on personally, even for my clients, is we're always up to date. We don't utilize strategies that worked 3 months ago, 2 months ago. We're literally focusing on what's working right now, which is the main difference. So make sure you guys join the school community. And if you do want to join the cohorts, we have 3-month programs, essentially 3 months of coaching alongside myself and other founders. So you basically get one-on-one coaching. If you want to join that, do DM me and I'll send you more information on the cohorts. And those are always 3 months long. So if you do have time for the next 3 months to actually break down all the systems and to work with me one-on-one for 3 months, do message me and I'll shoot you all the info for that. Sibylle, good, and of course, great to have you here. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for asking questions. Of course, if you guys have any other questions, just drop them in the my LinkedIn DMs, emails, school, wherever it is, and I'll be happy to answer those questions. But yeah, that'll be it for me, guys. I'm gonna head out. It's been a good 50 minutes. I'll see y'all in the next LinkedIn Live, probably this Friday, I think, unless I'm busy. But I'll announce that in the school as well when our next one's going out. But yeah, best of luck to all you with your businesses, with your content. Always here if you need me. This is what I do for a living, so always happy to be here on LinkedIn. All right, guys, peace out. Everyone that popped in on LinkedIn, great to have you here. If you're on from YouTube, great to have you there as well. Then those of you that have popped in and on TikTok as well, great to have you here as well. Cool. Take care, guys. I will see y'all in the next Epic Live.